You're listening to Rodney Rogers Outdoors Radio, where we turn it upside down and look at the outside from the inside out. It's safe, it's legal, and we're having a blast. So put your shoes on, my friend, because we're going outdoors.
Welcome to Rodney Rogers Outdoors. I am Rodney Rogers. That right there is my partner, Coach Ease in Crime.
And we are having a blast.
Why are you talking with our shoes off?
Still true to this day.
It is. 1 year.
Still
three.
true.
Well, we've been at this 3 years now. Officially by show 3 years. A little over 3 years. So Mike the Man called himself. How are you, brother?
With some change.
With some
3
change.
years and some change.
We're veterans.
I'm good.
We're veterans.
Yeah.
Ish.
I feel like the world is just churning underneath our feet.
You know what? There's things happening we don't know yet.
Time does not stand still. Opportunity does not wait.
No.
For anyone.
No. And you cannot be afraid. You know what I was thinking this weekend, and we're going to get into our spiel here in a second. I was just thinking this weekend, I want you to chew on this for a minute. If you're afraid of what people see when they see you and how they react to you, you are stuck right where you're at and you'll never go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just in my head.
That is not the person you want to be.
No. This is Mike and I's 1 hour vacation, and you get to hang out with us for the week. This is our relief. This is what we look forward to every single week, and we have for 3 years. And, man, it just doesn't seem like that long, does it, Mike?
No.
Time flies when you're having fun. You can reach us in a couple different ways. If you look right here, right in front of us, just hold this whole, over here. Okay, right there. 262-345-7763. And you back it up a little bit. Hashtag on Twitter. Hashtag RROR. You can reach us there. If you want to text us, if you got a question, shoot us a text at the 262-345-7763 or give us a call live. We'll take your call right here on the air.
As we've always said, if it's Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard
Tuesday
Time,
night, if you're listening to us on iTunes,
we're live.
You can actually email us. Just go to RodneyRogersOutdoors.com. All those emails that you click on there, Mike and I will receive them all. I mean, we'll both get them. Mike does not let me slip an email slip from me, and I will not let one slip from him.
If Rodney's in a coma, it's probably me replying.
Exactly.
If not, he's on it.
That's right.
Catch your back.
We try to. Oh, Mike.
You just now noticed.
Mike. Wait a minute.
You just now noticed.
You know what? I kept seeing it, and in my head I keep thinking that I've seen it, and I've not seen it, Mike. How did you get this? So Mike has a Switcher Studio shirt on, which is the app that we use, which is brilliant. The guys with Switcher Studio has definitely how the world is not just eating this up like free chocolate chip cookies. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me, especially in the podcast world.
It's such a good time to be alive.
Dude, we have come a long way, baby. So that was such a cheesy statement.
That's all right.
But so how did you get that?
Because they have the Facebook page, but
Right.
then they have a users group.
I'm not in the users group, am
Well, it was back. This was months ago.
Okay.
And I just got it this week.
Wow.
So they kind
gotcha.
of, however that went down, but.
So you were like in the beginning stages of
Yeah.
this. You were like I was in Mobley at one time.
Exactly right.
Exactly
right.
Needed venture. Okay, gotcha. Right on, man.
Yep.
That's fair enough.
When they first started. So that when you did a questionnaire when you went onto the users group and the screening process,
Right on,
whatever
man.
it wasn't, but got a t-shirt.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm wearing it proud because I'm a huge Nick Mattingly, if you're watching, dude.
That's all you, Nick. Actually, this whole show is you, brother. So Switcher Studio is the apps that we use.
Speaking of apps.
Okay.
Because, I apologize. Last week we weren't on the air.
Right. No, right.
Well, wait, we got to start.
Yeah, because we got...
Lead the show, Grandpa.
Right. That's right. We weren't here because I was at a gender reveal party. I'm having a granddaughter.
Well, yeah. Gender...
That don't even sound right. That's a gender reveal.
That
I
is
finally
Rodney. That's
wanted
how
to
Rodney
let
hangs
of
out
the-
on the weekends.
That's I wanted to let out of the bag who I was, by gosh. And my gender reveal, I am a male. I am a.
Congratulations.
You're
That's what
welcome.
I was saying.
I mean, thank you. Something like that.
But yeah, you had that. They surprised you, and
My son,
your son came into
Oh,
town.
I
and
should have brought.
I was surprised. That's why I thought he'd left back, because he's not sitting here with us tonight.
Mike, sometimes
Sorry,
I'm
Zach.
just not. I'm sorry, buddy. I should have had him here with me.
Yeah.
So, dang it.
But Zach's in town, and you were
My
received the
son surprised
information.
us from
San Francisco. You received the information that you're going to be a grandfather to a baby girl.
To a baby girl. Absolutely. It was all a surprise, man.
So it preempted this show, which was totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is also we did it gnarly barley. We
Which is
worked them
totally
over,
fine.
Which is totally fine. I love them people, man. I cannot tell you if you've never been to gnarly barley, go there. Tell them Rodney and Mike sent you. They'll know who you're talking about, and I'm telling you, man, they'll treat you like gold.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Absolute gold, man. So okay, so
apps. We haven't. I feel like we've been on opposite sides of the moon lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Our orbits
I
have
gotcha.
been just because we've seen each other on Tuesday nights for an hour, but then.
we're like,
But I have been working on something.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, what?
I have been working on something.
Okay, top secret project or
Not after the next 2 minutes.
Uh-oh. Mike has
I've been developing my own app.
No way.
Remember like a month ago when I said I'd love to be a meteorologist?
Yes.
That's when it kind of all started.
Okay.
There are probably 100+ apps on the phone for just weather.
Okay, right.
The temperature and how it looks, and is it simple, and is it funny, and is it scientific, but I have been working on I'm saying
Dude.
I've been working on an app, Rodney.
Bring it out. I'm ready. It's a reveal, or was this the big reveal?
This is beyond a reveal.
Okay, this is the cat's out of the bag. We're about to open the bag, and here comes a bag of cats.
That this will change. It's revolutionary, and I can't believe nobody has come up with this yet. When you find that little nugget that you're like, why?
Yeah.
That's so simple.
Right. Okay.
This is it. That will revolutionize not only the weather app,
Okay. So
your and my life.
before
This is a game changer.
Before this is revealed, if you want to offer $1 billion before we even open this thing, you're probably getting a deal here.
This might be live Shark Tank in its
This
finest.
You might be getting yourself a deal here.
It's not on the App Store yet, but everything is. I'm working on what they call a working prototype.
Okay.
This is an app that will actually let you control the weather.
Control. Okay, I got you. Let's do it.
Perfect.
I'm in.
You can actually dial in the temperature you want it to be
And poof.
and the humidity.
Nice. Okay.
I've got a few bugs I'm trying to work out.
Right. I see where the bugs would come from.
But
Okay.
picture it.
I'm on it like a hobo on a ham sandwich.
And you can also schedule it.
So you can schedule your weather. Like let's say we're going fishing this weekend.
You can schedule it, and you can. I'm going fishing in the Florida Keys this weekend.
Right.
I would like it to be 78 degrees, 49% humidity. Boom, boom, boom.
No wind.
Booyah. No wind.
Pow. Okay.
I'm telling you.
This is-
What house do you want to live in now, Rodney?
Right.
Because
Okay, but will it work?
there's a few bugs.
I'm taking it. That's where the bugs are. But I like your.
It is just the beginning, my friend.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I like your thinking.
Yeah.
I like your gumption,
And
so to speak.
not to get too engrossed about me tonight, but
Right.
this is huge.
Yeah, this is huge.
The next one I want to do, I want to brand it with Rodney Rogers.
Okay, and what?
Rodney Rogers controls the outdoors.
Oh, okay.
If you want a 14-pound bass, you dial it
Nice.
in. And
That's going to be the app.
And here it comes.
That's two. Here. Noggin. We're going to hit the nogs right on. Cheers.
Stay tuned for that update.
You have a name for this app?
You know what? I'm gonna save that tidbit.
Okay, gotcha.
I've probably given away too much already.
Yeah, you don't need that secretapp.com popping up there. No.
No.
So, yeah, definitely not.
I got the chills. Okay, back to you, Rodney.
So here we are. You can reach us. So, Mike, as you know, my weekends have been filled obsessively.
Does anybody else see the laser beam right on Rodney's forehead?
Yes. It's like right there.
I think there's a sniper outside the window.
He's after me, dog. There's like a purple dot right in the middle. Yeah, he's on me too. I can't get away.
You might want to dodge this one. Sorry, Rodney.
I can't get away. That was funny. Yeah. When I did the Facebook Live before we started, I got this purple dot. So I put my glasses right where it would hide the purple dot. So yeah, I got a laser beam on me. As a matter of fact, if you turn that light above me red, it would be an actual red dot.
It would be.
So I've been in the Everglades the last few weekends. Looking for pythons because we got an invite from a friend of ours, and I won't release that yet. I will only release that if we get to partake in the event itself.
Okay.
So I've been trying feverishly, and I've been there at the wrong times. It's basically been just a couple exploratory trips. I'm honing in on pythons. I've seen tons of snakes, and almost got bit by an alligator. Just so you know. Yeah, that's the alligators, man. These things. The Everglades is pretty much just out of water, and there's few deep holes. You and I, if the video that you guys saw at the beginning of this was actually filmed partially right there where you're seeing all those alligators, and that water was crystal clear. You remember how clear it was?
Incredibly clear. Yeah.
Matter of fact, where the gator dives down in that video?
Yep.
That's it right there, bro.
Really?
That picture you're looking at is it.
I think it was clear this last time. From the footage you were shooting, even on your phone,
yeah,
it looked even clearer.
No, it was actually worse. I mean, it was so murky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Some parts were clear. Some parts, on where we saw the saltwater croc. Mm-hmm. Remember how clear that was? That's all murky. But just a little bit east of that, there was one spot that was super clear.
Okay.
And and I did some filming there. So yeah, that was super clear. There's very, very few places that are, letting the Everglades do their job. And as you can see by that murky water right there, that just looked like a mud pit. When you and I were there, that was super clear, and that was where we went over that little bridge. Remember that? Where everybody was,
totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Where everybody was parked. And there was 60, 70 alligators here.
Are you sure this looks much like Gatorland?
It does.
You sure you didn't take a left-hand turn on OBT?
It was rough, and that was last week's adventure. This week's adventure, I took Zachy down, and there was an alligator fight of two. I'm going to assume a bigger alligator attacked the female alligator, and look, see, that's the clear spot you're talking about.
That's the clear spot I saw. Yeah.
Do you remember where I caught that water snake?
I do. Yeah. Totally.
That's it. That's the spot.
Really?
That is it. Remember how deep it was?
Yeah.
I walked through all that. It was all bone dry. This is the opposite.
Please give us some rain.
Yeah, this is the opposite side of where I caught that snake. And, it was pretty deep there. Well, now the other side where I caught the snake, all that's dry. I could walk all through that, look for snakes, do my thing, and, whatever.
Okay.
And it was hard bottom. It was like sandy rock bottom. And
so this looks like the same gator that just so you know, I've mixed pictures here. I've got a picture of Zach in here, but this is 2 weekends together. You went back-to-back weekends to the Everglades.
Absolutely.
But this might have been the same gator that tried to take your foot off this weekend. It looks like the same scene.
I know. This one's a lot bigger than the one that tried to take my foot off. This one, it's hard to tell by the picture, but this is a female. I'm going to assume around the 25-year-old. She's a hottie. She's a youngin', buddy. She's about 25 years old, maybe 27-ish. In that range. I can tell by her face and how wide she is and the circles around her eyes. And this is about 8.5 feet long. So this is a big female. Gator, yeah. So she's an older, she's in her older. Now alligators live up to, in the wild, anywhere from 35 to 40 years old.
Now she entertained you pretty well.
She did, man. She gave us a show. She gave us one heck of a show.
I mean, you didn't scare her off.
No, you couldn't scare her off. She was, she was in it to win it, man. If you got too close, I believe she would have nabbed you.
Yeah.
I was fishing. How I found her was I was fishing, and I wasn't GoPro ready. It was the first place I stopped. I wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. No, the old Kevin Hart. Uh, and I'm reeling in, and this fish hit my lure, my frog, and I reeled it in real fast to throw it back out to it, and the fish went up kind of up on land, and she came out of nowhere, reached up and grabbed that big old 3-pound bass and ate it.
Wow!
Right in front of me.
Wow!
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. So I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, if you want to see that footage, go to Rodney's Facebook page.
Definitely.
I don't know if you did it on yours or on the Rodney Rogers
I
Outdoors, but either way, it's really good. He just stayed there. I mean,
the whole
you could
time.
tell how close you were
Yeah.
from the camera's point of view on the footage.
I got to about 4 feet away, or she came in to about 4 feet away. I've got so much GoPro footage that I'm trying to piece together, man. I need to streamline. You and I are going to get in my house and we're going to build me a studio, and we're going to where
we just need network together, so we're all just like fiber everywhere.
Yeah, we're like we look like the Matrix. And and of course the fish on the left is a cichlid.
Cichlid.
Oscar. That's an Oscar. I can't see.
How did you know that it was an Oscar you were fishing for? I heard you mention that
when it was in the water. When they're in the water, man, they look weird. The Oscars have big, wide heads and bulgy frog eyes. So when they're looking at you, they look like a frog looking at you.
Now, these are the same Oscars that people put in their fish tanks,
yes?
This
is the same Oscars.
Which will eat about anything else in your fish tank.
Anything. And these things are aggressive.
Yeah.
There's everything that comes by them. I mean, I could have sat there and caught these all day long. I mean, as a matter of fact, I pretty much did. That's a bigger Oscar. Look at the size of that thing. How cool is that thing, man? That is just
freshwater.
Freshwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, freshwater. Absolutely.
That'd look good in your fish. Can you legally take that home and put it in your fish tank?
Sure you can. Absolutely. It's an invasive species. You can hit him with a rock and leave him on the bank if you want. You absolutely can.
Hey, nice rod.
Fun fish hat. Oh, yeah, that Vexen. That looks good right there, doesn't it? It just looks like it's happening. So, the fish were basically hitting that. You know what's funny is I've got footage of just me stopping that lure in the middle, and there's like 50 fish just pop, pop, pop,
really?
pop. Nobody's getting hooked. It's the weirdest thing. It's just nobody's getting hooked. I mean, I had to be reeling it as fast as I could, and when they would come up and hit it, that's when they got hooked.
That's a cool looking fish.
Yeah, that's an awesome fish.
That really is.
There were some bigger ones out there. As you know, I'm looking for the state record and
of an Oscar,
which is like 1.5 pounds. Yeah. So 2-pound Oscar. That wasn't even close. Yeah, he was just under 1 pound.
Yeah, that would be a chunk, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then the cichlid, the 2.5 pound cichlid is the state record. Also holds the world record.
Wow.
I seen one down there that every bit of 3.5 pounds. I wanted him bad, man.
Really?
I was trying everything to get him too. So and there's Zachy with his first peacock. I took him up, got him his first peacock. That was one of my goals while he was here.
You remember the days?
I know where this is going. When I was frustrated,
when you'd never caught a peacock,
I would come here and go, Mike, I was down there again, and I just
it was elusive.
It's just I can't get my fingers on it, man. I can't, and now it's like, I got to, I got to give it to my buddy Alan, who watches our show, who we fish
Alan
with.
Beecher?
Alan Beecher, man, I got to give it to him. He pretty much said, look, man, here's the deal. Not only is it you knowing what you look for, you knowing the habitat of the fish.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily. I mean, obviously it's location, but all the way down there, these peacocks are everywhere. So you just got to go. Okay, they're time of day. Peacocks are different than bass. They're finicky when it comes to live or artificial baits. They love this yozuri. So we found some new spots since we fished with Alan, and now I know what to look for. So it makes it a heck of a lot easier. Man, time's flying, ain't it, Mike?
We're doing good.
So there's Zachy with his first peacock. He lost a couple before that one because these things are ferocious, absolutely ferocious.
It's got a spot on it like a red.
Yeah, exactly, like a little tail, just like the you saw. You noticed that the what's weird is those Amazon, the Oscars have spots on their tails. The bullseye snakeheads have spots. I mean, it's just a crazy thing. Yeah, it's
a year and a half, you'd never caught a peacock. Now you're passing them out like Halloween candy.
Like yo, I pulled your jacket open. You want a peacock? Here, I got a girl peacock. I got a boy peacock.
Where'd you catch this one?
That was my first mother-in-law. I got her a picture of her. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, that's
It's the angle.
that's sorry. Had me confused there for a minute.
You're very confused.
Nah, sorry, first mother-in-law. This is a joke. A little joke. This was there was a dead alligator out there. It was about a 10-foot alligator, and I got some video footage, B-roll.
Yeah.
You got me into this B-roll stuff. And there's like 50 buzzards on this. This guy would not move, man. He let me get right on top of him. I mean, he was like,
Really?
take my picture, dude.
He's like, I'm not moving.
I'm not moving. I'm going after that gator. Once they breached that skin, which they were not breaching, by the way.
That'd take it.
And I went back a week later. That thing's gone. I mean, there's nothing left.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing. Just, they're not even bones. I don't know what carried it off. And then you see this old girl right here, man. She was a sweetheart.
That's a good-looking picture, actually.
She was looking to lay eggs. She needed to go to somewhere and lay. She was probably 20, 25-pound soft-shell turtle. She was what we call, better known as a biggin.
Really?
I didn't want to call her a biggin there because she'd have bit me. But she was definitely an old turtle. You can see how fat her cheeks are right there, her little bones around her lips, and she had an overbite, man.
Mm-hmm.
She was an old one. I would have liked to have fed her something, but I didn't have nothing to feed her except my finger. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do it.
And you don't want to do that. So she sat there. I laid down and took a ton of pictures of her. She just was very photogenic. If I needed her to turn left, she'd turn left. If I needed her to turn right, I didn't tell her.
Such a ham.
Such a photogenic ham right there. So that was a lot of fun just taking pictures of her. She was just on the side.
I think that's a
of
tendency with the soft shells to be hams.
Exactly. Little soft shell ham. So, absolutely awesome, man. You know what? There's obviously, we've been going down the Everglades for years. I think you and I went down for the first time together. Had I gone down before? I may have went down.
You've been down before, maybe not to that area we were in specifically.
Right, not to the area we were in specific. Yeah, that's right. And you and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
That first trip. I mean, we still talk about that first trip.
The isolation was one of the big ones.
Absolutely.
And the breakfast.
And I still tell people, the breakfast was awesome. I still tell people that we put 200, almost 300 miles on my truck and never hit a paved road.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, we just drove and drove and drove and drove. And, I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And you could do that down there.
Yeah.
And you can see things that you don't normally see, I do know that I'm going to take my truck in for a servicing, I want the computer hooked up. You don't want to be down there and your truck not start. I was at the store the other day or doing something. My truck wouldn't start, and it blew a fuse. 100 miles out of warranty, and it blew a fuel pump fuse.
Wow.
I put some extras in my truck because I knew down in the Everglades. So when they put the machine on it, they were like, we don't find nothing. And I'm like, well, it blew the fuse. And they go, well, we don't know why. So, man, that was scary.
Here you go.
So I don't want to be in the Everglades and that happens. So the whole time I was down there, both weekends, I never shut my truck off. A running truck is better than a truck. You know what I mean?
That's dicey.
So I took an extra key, and anytime we walked off, I'd lock my doors and have my extra key in the pocket. So, it's
a frustration you don't need to worry about.
No.
Not when you're killing pythons.
Or trying to.
I don't know.
What else we got, Mike?
Well, we got some top stories, I suppose, Rodney, if you're interested. Are you interested?
I am interested, sir.
Here we go. Some top stories. Let me show you what we got.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Rodney. The 2017 Gulf Recreational Red Snapper State season opens on weekends only.
Weekends only. Yeah, not to be
starting.
Oh, man, here we go.
There seems to be a theme here. Starting May 6th, right?
Yes.
Weekends only.
Weekends only.
Here comes the flow chart.
Here comes. Yes. Okay.
This is in the Gulf. Now, this one is in the Gulf of Mexico state waters.
Yes.
Saturdays and Sundays only.
Yes, Saturday and Sunday only.
I know they've got this all planned out, but it's still...
Yeah, this is...
Read the instructions here,
This
folks.
is them going... Testing.
That was perfect with the music, right?
That was. Actually, it was. It just stopped right there.
I actually thought you broke something.
Oh, man.
Like, Rodney, how many times I have to tell you, please don't pound on the equipment.
Pound on the equipment.
And May 27th, it opens daily through July 9th.
Pay attention to this, please. I mean, if you're going to minimum size 20-inch, that's a big fish. 20 inches is a pretty big
That
fish.
is a big fish, yeah.
But they're out there.
Okay.
State waters, Gulf side, 6 miles out. Do not forget that. East Coast, 3 miles. West Coast, 6 miles. Pay attention.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to randomly do this.
Bag limit.
2. Man, I can't get the hiccups. 2 snapper.
You got them.
2 snappers. So picture this. You're going fishing, and you're like, I want to catch snapper. Pull up the FWC app. Look at the FWC app. It has been updated. I've already checked this on there.
Yeah.
Anytime we get an update via email, because it comes to both of us, I try to abreast myself.
Yep.
And normally just me skimming over it, I already know where we're going with this because I seen it weeks ahead. And when they said that, hey, we're going to try this, we're thinking about doing this, and then I try to stay abreast on this. And then I immediately go to the app and say, well, if I'm looking at the app, man, they are really good about shooting in there and updating this stuff really quick.
Well, that explains why I can never catch you on this stuff.
It's
I'm
hard.
always like, tonight's the night.
Tonight.
I got him.
Tonight?
I got him on this one, baby. But no, never seems to happen. All right, what else we got? We got some more news.
Bring it on, man.
The next one, grouper fishing reopens May 1st in Atlantic and Monroe County waters. Grouper species, ton of species on the groupers.
Ton of
Gag, black, red, yellowmouth, yellowfin, grouper, scamp, red hind, rock hind. Am I saying hind right?
Yep, hind.
Coney, and Graceby.
Yeah,
Graceby?
The Great Graceby.
The Great Grace. I read that book in high school. So, grouper fishing opens May 1st in Atlantic waters, open until January 1, 2018. So for the rest,
It's a long season.
So for the rest of the year.
Yes.
No more than 3 groupers per person per day. And within this get out your flow chart.
Get out your flow chart.
Get out within this 3 fish limit. Anglers may possess only 1 gag or 1 black grouper, not both.
So, I want everyone to understand this. This is like the teacher and the chalkboard.
Yes, please.
I need to bring this out. You're allowed 3 grouper total. Inside of that total, you're allowed 1 gag and 1 black grouper. You cannot have a gag and a black grouper in the same bag. So, if you keep a gag grouper and you catch a black grouper, it's got to go. See what I'm saying? You can't keep it. You cannot keep the black.
And you can't swap it out.
You can't swap it out because you've already got that baby on ice. So, be diligent, man. Most grouper fishermen who target that species know exactly what they're fishing for.
You're right. Good point.
And they're on top of this. Now, if you're new to this, or you're bottom fishing and really don't know, blind squirrel gets a nut is what we call it, and you catch it, you don't want to be out there without that chart. Do your diligence. Do diligence.
Do it like Rodney says, yeah.
Take your charts out there. Look at what these grouper are. Do some studying if you're planning on fishing for reef-fish. Remember, you got to have a reef-fish license. They're going to ask you. It's nothing. It's free.
Okay.
You just mark on there. I'm going to catch reef.
And briefly, Rodney, this last line, because I see this on a lot. It's kind of an asterisk on a lot of these. On the fishing regulations. Dehooking tools must be aboard commercial and recreational vessels for use as needed to remove the hooks.
Yeah.
It sounds simple, but what is that saying to us?
A dehooking device is basically a long device. It's like a long pair of pliers that you can get down in the fish and pull the hook out very safely. So a dehooker. I mean, there's a ton of dehookers out there.
So this purpose is to keep people just from yanking the hook out and killing the fish.
That's exactly right. If you're not able, trust me, do not use stainless steel hooks. Pay attention to where you're fishing. I am against stainless steel hooks altogether. I think you should never use stainless steel hooks. It's a hook that can be broken off and never ever rot away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. That's it.
Okay.
Why we make them is beyond me. I don't even know anybody that fishes with them. So, a lot of grouper have piercings from stainless steel hook. Okay. You'll reel one in, you'll see a stainless steel hook.
Hey, Rodney, had you heard?
I heard.
Had you heard?
You better do it.
Had you heard?
I might have got wind of this, Mike.
May It's here again, dude.
It's already here. It's already here.
You can apply for your alligator permits.
So we're going to apply next week on the show. How's that? I'm going to hold off on that starts the 12th, which is Friday.
Okay.
So
you can hold off for 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll explain why.
Yeah. And what we're going to do is we're going to do it live on the show. So if you've not filled out for your Gator tags, you want to know where to fill out or you want to know how, we'll do it together. Shoot me all your questions right now over the next week so we can get those in the system.
You got 7 days.
And we can answer them.
And go.
I want to be clear. I want you to understand, and I want you to understand how to fill out. It's not first come, first serve. Don't think because this guy's been hunting in the same spot for 20 years, he gets first pick. He does not.
Well, let's break that down, Rodney.
All this will go into the pie.
Since you're bringing it up.
So we got 10 days. So you mind if I
I would love for you to.
Okay, so it begins on May 12th, which is Friday, and it goes to May 22nd. If you do it at midnight on May 12th, you got the same exact chance as the guy who does it at 11:59 on May 22nd. All that goes into a big barrel. It gets spun up computer-wise, and then it gets divvied out. They'll pick a lake. They'll just hit a button, tap, and the amount of hunters pops out all in a row. Now, here's the deal. There's more than 6,000 alligator harvest permits. Usually around 10 to 12,000 will apply. That's how many apply. So you got to...
Interesting.
It's literally a 50-50 shot at that point. Depending on your lake, depending on where you want to hunt. Some people just put in for anywhere.
And we'll break that down a little bit more next week when we're doing this live, because that gets where... That's the strategy.
That's the strategy of it. Exactly right. The permit allows the harvest of 2 alligators. So if you draw a permit, if I get in there and I draw a permit, then I'm going to be allowed to harvest 2 alligators. Now, that's a huge open question. There's going to be a ton of questions on that. Can I let someone else kill my alligators? Mm-hmm. Send that question in there. I'm not going to get into it tonight because it's a big deal.
Good man.
We'll talk about that next week because we're going to devote the whole show to it. We'll skip questions and the whole deal.
This is a prime time of the year that we have to take advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it goes quick.
Shoot those questions to us, and we'll answer those next week. Applicants must be 18 years old by August the 18th. That's the start.
15th.
Or is that okay? I'm sorry, August the 15th. I keep seeing the 18th.
You saw the 8, yeah.
And the reason is because the season starts on the 22nd. In order to hunt alligators, I can take someone, but in order to have that tag in your possession, you must be 18. And then here's where this might confuse you. Valid credit card or debit card. And here's what they're going to do. They're going to take your information. They're going to take your credit card info, and they're going to have it on file.
We have a slide for this.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, right on, man.
So we'll come back. Let's come back to that.
Let's do it. Let's come back to that. So that's the phase 1 application period.
I think you wrote these slides, actually. I think you work for the FWC on your off time.
Okay, Florida residents, $272. It's been that way for a long time. It used to be cheaper. It used to be in the 170s. It used to be actually a lot cheaper, but it's gone up. Non-resident is $1,022. Trust me, that's a savings. That's actually not bad.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
I get excited. This is our time. This is like Christmas time coming.
This is where Rodney the Gator Hunter derived from.
Yes.
This is what we do. $22, Florida resident persons with disabilities, hunting, and fishing license.
Worthy of saying, yes.
Yes. $62, already have an alligator trapping license. We rolling the next slide?
Let's go to the next slide. Sorry, I missed my cue, Rodney.
That's all right, brother. So the phase 2 and phase 3 is the remaining permits, where the phase 1 drawing or phase 2 drawing is May 26th through June 5th. So here's how that works. The people who weren't able to pay for, nor did apply for, and there's places it just doesn't get applied for.
Good point.
On those hunts.
Yeah, good point.
All that goes back into the kitty. Like, let's say somebody's card didn't have enough money on it, and that happens a lot.
Yep.
Then all that goes back into the pot, and you get another shot at it. Now, it will tell you ahead of time. If you noticed, our first one stopped on the 22nd of May. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got 4 days for them to regenerate, put out there what's available, and then you apply for exactly what's available. It's not like hey, I just need a tag. Poof, they give you one, and you don't know where the heck you're going. You will look and apply for exactly where you want to go. I mean,
Yep.
Maybe not originally, but
right.
what's available.
Yep.
So you apply for what's available. The Everglades is worth looking at, just so you know. Through June 5th. Those who were not awarded the permit in Phase 1 may not, who were awarded. Okay, so you weren't, if you were awarded in Phase 1, you can't get something in Phase 2. Remaining permits in Phase 3 is June 9th through the 19th. And that's on the last one there. Now, any remaining permits, fourth phase issuance, let's say I already have a permit, period, until all permits are sold beginning 10 a.m. on June 22nd. It's pretty much a first come, first serve at that point. And at that point, Phase 4 is open game. If I have tags, I can go buy some more.
Yeah, even if you've already got some.
If I got some.
Because they want to get rid of them.
Absolutely.
Chances are there are none left at this point.
Usually there's not.
But they're going to get rid of all 6,000 of these permits.
These are getting sold. Anyone may apply, even if they were awarded. Okay, that's exactly what I just said. Customers who are able to purchase additional permits will be charged $62 regardless of residence. So that's the key. We can go hunt a new area for $62.
That's cool.
We're not paying the $272 again because we've already paid the initial fee. We're only paying $62 for an extra two alligators.
So is this, now you got 4. For an extra $62, you could potentially get 4 gator tags.
You can get 4 gator tags. And it's worth buying those extra tags for $62 to go try a new area, even if you're not successful.
Really good point.
You know what I mean?
Really good point.
Even if you're not successful, it's worth going. It's worth going to check out. It's an adventure for you, and you could take a friend and you can say, "Look, dude, if we find something, you harvest the alligator." Mind you, quotations, bottom star, fine print. Anyone who participates in that hunt has to have an agent tag, which is $50, an agent's license. Okay. Anyone who participates. Now, ask me what's participation?
What is participation, Rodney?
If you're in that boat, you're an agent.
Oh, wow.
Period.
Wow.
I don't care if you're watching. I don't care if you're videoing.
Really?
You're participating in one way or another.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Now, until they define that and break it down any further, if you have more clarification than I do, it's $50. Make no mistake.
Err on that safe side for sure.
Err on the safe side. You do not want to be that person. So make sure if you're in that boat and you're involved in alligators, you need to have a $50
So, Rodney, if I do get drawn, if I'm one of the people to get drawn, what do I expect?
So, if you get drawn, here's what you expect to see: a hold on your credit card for up to 3 days for the application period closing. Does not mean you're awarded the permit. They're putting a hold on it during that time.
You're going to see if you got the money, if you're good for it.
If you're good for it. You better be good for it if you want that tag. Once credit card authorization is processed complete, the lottery drawing will be held. So basically, here's how that is.
Drum roll, please.
They'll put a hold on your money. Everybody that's good, they'll put them in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And if you're bad, they scoot you and they put another guy in your spot. Now, once everybody's good, they do that for 3 days.
Right.
They go, we got a full slot. Shing, shing. They yank the arm, baby. And then the winner's credit card will be charged. So everybody who gets the permit, everybody who's charged will go in, then they'll charge you. Expected license harvest of 2 city tags in the mail within 6 weeks. And they are very prompt. I'm telling you, they are very prompt. Watch your mail. A lot of times it's before 6 weeks. Usually happens in 3 to 4 weeks. But expect 6 weeks. I mean, it's taking a little, about that long for me. But on the most part, it's 4 weeks. You get your city tags in the mail.
Also expect to get a lot of other mail.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Surrounding the industry of gator hunting.
In the fine print of this, at the very bottom, it's going to say that this is public records. Your email, your phone number, all that stuff is public records. You're going to get bombarded with taxidermy, tanneries.
Yeah.
Guys.
Which is brilliant on their part.
Yeah,
as far as marketing,
absolutely.
Kudos to them. But
processors, guys who wants to take you hunting. It's tanneries and all that good stuff. I mean, they're going to bombard you. And you know what? It's actually got a lot of good information.
It is. It's interesting to.
Yeah.
For my first year, I loved it. Because I'm like, oh, yeah.
I'm a gator hunter.
As a veteran, it probably gets annoying, but my first year, I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Because they don't stop. Because now, once you get your gator license, like this year, I'll start getting those emails, that mail here shortly. So it'll start piling in. even though the tags haven't been applied for. So next week we'll be iterating. Send your questions if you have a gator, Rodney.
I'm excited for that.
And I'll tell you, I got my little John boat this year. I was thinking about getting a gator boat. I've got big plans. I don't think I'll have it for this year. I don't know. It's still up in the air, but I will be hunting out of my John boat, and I have no problem. If you drew a tag for somewhere and you say, Rodney, man, I drew a tag. I've never hunted here. You know what? I'll charge you the minimum, and we'll go look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll go look and see what's out there, and if we can, we'll get you a gator. So, trust me, I'll be cheaper than anybody else because, first of all, I love doing it. And second of all, who knows? I might even just charge you half the meat. That could be my payment. So
we did speaking of meat.
Speaking of meat. Oh, okay.
Time is it?
We got time.
Why does a vacation have to go so fast?
You know what? We're gonna need a vacation.
Next thing you know, you're on the plane ride home, and it's over.
Yeah, it's like wah wah wah.
So we did a video during the opening series tonight. We played a clip of a video we did from the 2015. Actually, it's a 2016 series.
Right.
I think.
2015 hunt.
Hunt.
Yeah.
Right. And we did a follow-up video from that same gator we caught from that video of cleaning
an alligator. How to clean an alligator.
How to clean an alligator.
Right.
And tonight, 2 years later.
Yeah.
Tonight, 19 hours ago, if you want to be specific.
Exactly.
We got a comment on our YouTube channel.
Yes, we did.
On that video.
Mike Miller commented.
Mike Miller.
Mr. Miller.
We don't know Mike Miller, right?
We don't. I don't know Mike Miller.
And in all full disclosure.
Yeah.
Rodney and I have not discussed this yet.
No.
Rodney called me. This is real time, and this is about as authentic as
I was on my way
which is
here.
the way we want the show to be. And he said, "Did you see the comment?" And I'm like, "I got the gist of it. I haven't read it yet."
Right.
So literally, I've got the comment prepared, and I still haven't read it word for word.
Okay.
So if you want to see it, I'm going to pull it up here.
Let's pull it up word for word.
Because my first thought was, how's Rodney reacting to this?
Well, first of all, if you're trolling me on anything, I react very well to trolls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you don't back down from any confrontation.
Exactly.
Trolling or otherwise.
Trolling or otherwise. And I deleted the comment off YouTube, not because I was afraid of his comment, because he is wrong. He is wrong.
Well, before you get there.
Okay, you know what? Let's read the comment. I get fired up, Mike. I
wouldn't want it any other way, my friend.
Mike, I get fired up.
You ready for this?
Okay. So here's the comment.
Let me put this bad boy full screen so everybody can...
Okay. So this is right from Mike Miller. This is it.
There we go.
Okay. So, Mike, I can't see it, so if you
I'll
would read it, that'd...
Mike Miller commented, said, if there's anything you don't do... Oh, if there's anything you do, don't do...
Should have been a comma.
What? Oh, we're gonna critique his...
I'm sorry, man. Mike, I'll calm down.
Wait, you're gonna critique... If there's anything you don't do...
If there's anything you do...
Don't do what this guy did. He completely destroyed the hide. He doesn't even follow...
Number one.
Okay, you want to take it step at a time?
No, yeah.
Okay. Number one, yes. He doesn't even follow the FWC rules, city tags, within 6 inches of the tail, not to mention he cut the cities.
He cut the cities. I'm a cities cutter. So let's break this down. He says, don't do... first thing he does, he destroyed the hide. Here, in the hide, we're trying to save the hide just for a piece. All we wanted was the belly hide.
Well, you even said on the video that statement.
Exactly.
We weren't harvesting this for the sake of trying to save this, having a hide tanned or however
exactly.
You say it.
All I wanted was the belly hide itself. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
the belly hide, a usable hide. All the sides are irrelevant. They're absolutely irrelevant. And same way with the scoots. They're absolutely irrelevant. The one we kill this year, we'll do as far as taxidermy mounts. We'll do a taxidermy skin. But anyway.
Hey, Mike Miller, because obviously Mike found our YouTube channel, so if he's watching,
yeah,
262-345-7763.
Oh, by all means.
We're live. I'd love to, not but I would love to get his take on this and what he was thinking and his angle. So,
yeah, 262-345-7763. So he says I destroyed the hide. Well, depends on what part of the hide you want. I didn't want the sides where I had all the jagged cuts. So if you watch the video, you'll see the jagged cuts. That's not the hide I was worried about.
It also depends on your motive. If you're not trying to care about keeping the hide.
Yeah, if you're not caring about keeping the hide. But in the video, I said we're going to save this hide.
Yeah.
Because we're going to tan it.
Do you have any idea why he said? I mean, again, we don't know, and that's why talking to him would be great. But he said you destroyed it. But
I know that's like you doing a cooking spot. And you putting salt on a fish, and I text you, hey, man, you put salt on a fish. I don't put salt on a fish. Yeah. You ruin that fish.
And I'm curious.
I don't know. Because
bleach, used bleach, was that it?
Because I had the jagged cuts in. I'm sure that's what it was.
That's what you thought?
I'm sure. He probably wanted
not
a
nice chemical process.
Straight,
okay.
Nice straight cuts, but that's not the part of hide I wanted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's I even said in there what we're saving and why we're saving it. Other part was irrelevant. Okay. So he just wanted to, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Fair enough.
There's no way he's calling because he knows I'm about to school his ass. But anyway, I'm sorry, man. I get out of So, number one, he doesn't even follow the FWC rules. Now, he says 6 inches from the tail. Let me explain something to you. When you tag that alligator, you get that tag in that alligator. You can put it in the web of his toes. You can put it in the nape of his neck. You can put it in his eyeball if you want it. You can put that tag anywhere on that alligator you want to put that tag. They recommend 6 inches from the base of the tail. Upper back, doesn't matter. Anywhere you want, as long as it is locked. The key to this, and here's what I want to point out. If you have that tag unsnapped, if that tag is laying in your hand unsnapped, guess who owns that tag? Take a shot.
The FWC.
The FWC owns that tag. That is not your tag. I'm sorry, I'm pointing my finger at you.
No, it's good. I like it. I like it.
That is not your tag. That becomes your tag when you snap it into place and you fill out your paperwork. Blam. That gets into the FWC computer. Tag number, city's tag number FD OCC 15397 now becomes Rodney Rogers Outdoors tag. That is my tag.
Well, that's a good point because that's why if you don't snap it and send it in, they come to your door and they want it back.
That's exactly right.
Because that's their tag.
If you don't use it, you don't fill out that paperwork, they want their tag back.
Yeah.
That is their tag.
Yeah.
Okay? So, dude, doesn't matter where you snap it on that alligator, just get it snapped in. What's the next where he says,
he doesn't even follow the FWC rules.
Okay, so
Rodney.
I did follow the FWC rules.
Rodney.
And it says, what's the next line?
6 inches from the tail. You said that.
Right.
Not to mention, he cut is it cities or sites?
Sites. It's a sites tag. I guess you'd call it either one, sites tag. First of all, that is my tag. If I want to cut it to 100 pieces, I can cut it to 100 pieces. That is none of the FWC's business because that is now my tag.
How long does that tag need to stay in the gator?
Well, it depends. Are you ready for this? What? Now, and he says in there, now this is not the full comment, by the way.
Oh, it's not?
Oh, no. This is the part we get to see. Now, in the full comment, he then says that no tannery will take your hide.
I missed it. Really?
Well, because I deleted it.
Yeah.
This doesn't show the whole thing. And it says no tannery will take Mike said that no tannery will take that hide without that alligator snapped in there. That is not true. All you need to send to the tannery is the paperwork of the alligator. The paperwork with the information and the city's tag. The city's tag does not have to go with that hide. It does not have to go. So, I got a buddy. I got this buddy who happens to work with the FWC, and I wanted to make sure I was correct. So I'm going to play his message to me.
Whoa. So this is the call that just came in?
Yes.
This is about as real time as it gets.
So I said, hey, bro, who works in Tallahassee for the FWC, this is the guy. This is the guy who handles this stuff. If I send a hide for tanning, I don't want a tan. I don't want the tail tan because it's $100 a foot. So I don't want to tan 6 feet
right.
of tail that I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
All I want's the belly. And I said, just want the belly tan. How do I handle that? With the city sites tag, do I put the paperwork and tag wrapped inside? Okay, you ready for this?
Here we go, folks.
Okay, here we go. This is real.
Hey, man, I can't text right now, but once you process the alligator hide, once you cut it into pieces or whatever to make products out of it, you don't need the value tags anymore. I mean, you can keep it. I would keep it, but you don't need to have it attached to the hide.
So, once you process your alligator, you don't need your sites tag anymore. The paperwork is what's important.
And processing, is that doing the paperwork? Is that the processing?
Processing is doing the paperwork.
Okay.
So once you've done your paperwork, you sent that into the state, that paperwork, a printout of that paperwork has to follow whatever piece, whatever, the chain of events has to follow that hide. So when you wrap your hide up, you salt it, you take it to the tannery, it's the paperwork they want, not the sites tag. The sites tag is yours now. You can
at some point that site tags is irrelevant, right?
Yes, at that point when it becomes your tag.
Yeah.
The number on the sites tag is what's important. That number goes to your paperwork. I killed this alligator with that. Here's my paperwork. That's what the tannery is going to get. Mike Miller, you are wrong. I'm not trying to bust your chops here, buddy, but you trolled me to give me that information, and you were wrong. I've done this for a long, long, long time, man, and I make sure every year I update myself. I would not put that information out there knowing it was wrong. I wouldn't do it because then you get screwed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You watch my video and you're like, this guy, and I showed you the wrong way to do it. That's not how we roll. What's our motto, Mike? I mean,
keep me legal, keep me safe, make me king for a day, my brother.
What?
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
If I am wrong, I wanted to make sure that I was right through this. I reread everything. I reread it all. Until you have that paperwork filled out and that tag snapped on that alligator, it is absolutely the state's tag. It is their tag.
Because at some point the tag goes away. At some point that tag is irrelevant.
Absolutely.
Isn't it really for the capture night?
It is that second you harvest that alligator. The minute you take the life from that alligator.
Yeah, because you told me before the first thing you want to do, got to get that tag in there.
Got to get that tag in there, man.
So there's an association. You've claimed I killed this gator.
That is
I harvested this gator.
That is snapped. Once you have snapped it, you cannot unsnap it.
Yeah.
You can't snap it. Now, once you've snapped it, you fill out your information. You get home. That tag is yours, man. That's your badge of honor.
It is, and I think. Correct me, Rodney.
I'm listening.
But I think that tag serves the purpose from that moment I've caught the gator to the point I get home and process it, doing the paperwork.
Yep.
That's really that critical window of that tag, is it not?
That is. That's the critical window. Yes.
Because when you process it, you say tag number 1, 2, 3, 4 belonged to this gator that was 8 foot long. It was a female. Blah blah blah. 100
Here's
pounds.
my stats.
Yeah.
Blam. It's in. Tag has been registered. It's been fulfilled. Blam.
At that point, you got a souvenir of a tag.
Now you got a souvenir of a tag.
Yeah.
Now you got a souvenir of a tag. So Mike, relax, man. Relax. I've done this.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I didn't want to have to, but I deleted his comment because he will confuse other people, and that's not how it rolls. There's a lot of misconceptions to this. You cannot make up your own rules when it comes to this. You cannot assume, I try to absolutely do my due diligence, man. And I'm sorry if I'm getting out of shape, and I'm sorry if I'm...
Hollow Point, I love him.
What'd you say?
Get him, big dog. Preach. You are.
So, and our buddy just pretty much, he iterated exactly what I said, and this is what he does for a living. This is exactly what he does. So, thank you, my man, for reiterating exactly what I already knew.
That's cool, Tony. I mean, it is nice to be able to get it firsthand from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
It is. Yeah. It is. And Tony's corrected me on a few things. I will send him a question because I was kind of unsure of, and man, he's like, "Well, Rodney, here's how it reads.
Yeah.
This is it."
Well, the one thing I have noticed about you, Rodney, is that when it comes to the facts, and especially when other people are listening, that you're teaching, that you will step back and go to a source to find the right answer, to double check yourself.
Absolutely.
And make sure that you're giving proper information.
Absolutely.
And I totally respect that about you, but I've seen that time and time again with you.
And I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong. I mean, that is absolutely. Sure. I'm not afraid to back out and say, "Look, man, I goofed. Mike, you were right."
Yeah.
I've
seen that before too. Yeah,
I would have said
really
it 100%. I would have said, "Mike Miller, thank you for correcting me."
Yeah.
Let's reword that. I would appreciate if you would reword that, in a kind of a generous way, instead of trolling me like that.
That's a good point. You can say the same thing 10 different ways.
Absolutely. Just don't troll me.
Yeah.
Because you troll me, then it's a whole nother ball game. I'm gonna MMA you. I gotta do it, man. Sorry, I don't want to be that guy, but you're making me that guy, Mike. Yeah. So, Mike, by all means, feel free to message me. I booted him from our YouTube.
I know. I'd be really curious to what his history is and what his experience is.
Absolutely.
And dialogue about it. We're just human beings going through, loving what we do and loving the outdoors, and
right.
But I'd love to see his take on it and what he thought
and what he feels like. Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. I wanted, and I didn't want that to go unnoticed because I'm sure someone saw it, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong.
If you were,
if I were wrong, but I ain't. You hear what I'm screaming? I ain't. Check us out at RodneyRogersOutdoors.com. Subscribe to our YouTube. Please, that's our best form of payment. Yeah. You want to hook us up, subscribe to our YouTube. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell everybody to subscribe. Tell your grandma to subscribe. She won't know. Just set her up an email and subscribe to us. We'd love it. That'd be awesome. So, Mike?
It's a good night. You're not teasing me about next week that we're going to do it live. We're going to do it on the air. And you won't.
We're going to do it on the air.
We're going to apply for Gator tags
on the
next week on the air.
On the air.
Okay.
We're going to go through the whole process.
I love it.
So if you need me here to help you set up, whatever we got to do, I'll come in early. We'll make sure everything's
I'm looking forward to this.
Done right, and we'll take it step by step by step by step.
I'll make sure of it.
So if you want your Gator tags, tune in next week.
Here we go. Here we go.
Mike, you got anything else?
I don't, Ronnie. Nice
You're
job,
almost
man.
done with your season, so we'll be doing a lot of outdoors,
It's getting
man.
ready to get good. It's getting ready
This summer is going to be the summer of all summers. Last year, if you remember correctly, Mike had 2 shoulder surgeries, so we wouldn't miss. Man, you took one for the team, dog.
Let's do it this
year.
year.
We're going to work those shoulders this year, big
dog. Lost time to make up for, man.
Check us out on every form of social media, RodneyRogersOutdoors.com, and every social media, Rodney Rogers Outdoors. And as my mama said 18 gazillion times, and I love you, Mama, for saying it. And I pray I get to say it half as much. You kids get outside and stay.